No gear? No good weapons? Elemental resistance? No problem. You can pull your weight without worrying about any of that with the bare minimum investment using the ultimate eGirl build. A common consensus is that newer players should run healer, as supporting your team with healing is a good way to provide value without needing amazing advancements or gear. Healing is good and all, but doing that while buffing your team's damage and attack is just that much better. A good support is as important as any DPS. In this video guide, I'm going to teach you how to optimize your buffs to maximize your team's power, from using builds with 0 to 1 SSRs all the way to eGirl endgame. If you want to be a healer, you're gonna need Benediction Resonance, which triples your healing in group content. However, there is only one non-SSR healer weapon right now, Pepper's Staff of Scars, so you need at least one other healing weapon on top of it. As for your third slot, you're gonna run a shatter weapon, but not just any shatter weapon, you're gonna be using Echo. Echo's 1-star advancement gives a team-wide 15% attack buff on shatter for 30 seconds, which is quite substantial. However, being an SR, her shatter values aren't too impressive. How do we fix that? Using an R matrix wind divide. This increases shatter by 18%. With this, enemies will surely tremble before you, as they've never seen a hobo be this efficient. As for matrices on your healer weapons, you can just run Pepper or Echo to assist with generating weapon charge for extra healing or utility through discharge. For your Simulacrum trait, the ideal trait to run is Coco's. It provides a 15% attack buff to your party in a very large radius whenever you cast a skill from a healing weapon, but only for 5 seconds. Here's the trick though. It applies when you start casting the skill, so you could cancel the side skill by jumping or dodging to keep the buff up 100% of the time. If you don't have Coco, you can run Echo's trait, which gives teammates around you a 6% damage boost. For relics, damage buffing options such as A3 Spacetime Rift or A5 Omnium Shield are ideal, but as those are very expensive options, there are several defensively useful alternatives. If you've been farming Selvik, an A5 Cybernetic Arm reduces the enemy's damage by 30% for 7 seconds, and helps generate a ton of weapon charge. Alternate Destiny is useful in giving your team a safety cushion when they need to go all in, which is really useful when going to shatter on dangerous bosses. Also, Omnium Hand Cannon has its niche uses in blocking projectile attacks from bosses, such as Valkyrie, Apophis, and Sealy. To keep up the Coco buff, we need to constantly spam and cancel a skill, meaning we're going to be camping on that weapon for a long time. Because of that, it's important that we stay on a weapon that has a lot of healing capability. In this example, that would be Pepper, because Coco doesn't have any extra healing until A1 and above. When you're fighting anything that needs shatter, you go into Echo to help out. You simply need to be on Echo, and a mob that you tagged needs to be shattered in order to activate the team buff. Once that's on, we go back to our main healing weapon, in this case Pepper, and spam cancel our skill, dodging to heal as necessary. After you're done, be sure to hit them up with a thanks for carry, humble as you are. We just went over the bare minimum build, but what can we add to it to improve it and attain eGirl Ascension? The final advancements on both Coco and Zero grant significant team damage buffs, so those are good long-term goals to set. Nemesis is a versatile healer weapon that can provide utility through slows, and a reasonable amount of off-field DPS through its electrodes. Zero is also a very reasonable DPS against bosses by jump attack spamming, which happens to work very well with skill cancelling to keep up the Coco buff. For matrices, Coco's 4-piece is the stuff of eGirl dreams. Nemesis' 2-piece is also a decent team buffer, but it only works for both attack. Outside of those, there aren't any other team buffing matrices right now. Select Shiro A1 and above. Her full bloom skill increases damage and shatter of the enemies within by 30%, while providing some pretty decent burst herself. This can be really powerful for bursting down bosses, especially with a coordinated team. Additionally, she provides Grievous and can extend the duration with A5 and above, at which point she can maintain it with nearly 100% uptime. Just make sure to swap to her before fully charging to land the effect in the first place. Missing a second healer weapon? Or maybe there's already a healer in your party? No worries, Bai Ling's Nightingale Feather is a great support weapon as well. It applies Grievous on dodge attack, meaning you could keep it up pretty much permanently, though it might prove a bit difficult to juggle that and the Coco trait buff constantly. You also won't be healing much at all, but at least you're contributing a lot of buffs and debuffs. Especially if you're a newer player, contributing these effects is far more valuable than queuing in as a DPS and doing no damage, which happens way too often. I hope this guide was helpful in highlighting how to optimize your support play. As always, feel free to message me with questions on Discord or in my server. Catch you guys next time!